Hi everyone, for this week we are learning about assistive technologies and different kinds of devices that can fall under that category. And for the technology that I chose to talk about is AAC, which is augmentative and alternative communication. And I chose this because it is commonly used in the speech language pathology field, which I am going into. And so I took this as a perfect opportunity to learn more about it and kind of dive into what all AAC can be. So, like I said, AAC means augmentative and alternative communication, augmentative being reinforcing, and alternative meaning another way around something. So, AAC is a device used for people with a speech and language impairment, auditorial issues. It could be someone with autism, Down syndrome, really just any kind of disorder where you have trouble communicating back and forth to people. There are 3 different kinds of AAC devices, which I'm going to go over. So the first one is going to be a low-tech device. This is going to include no technology in this kind of device. So this could be like different kinds of communication boards, charts, and pictures. And I pulled up some pictures to show as examples. So this could be a low-tech, seeing if it'll focus. This is a low-tech AAC device. So how a child would use this is that they would go up and like tap on what they're wanting to say to the other person. So they could say yes, no, want, in different kinds of actions and expressions. And then there's also, I've commonly seen this when I'm observing in the clinics. These are communication boards, and so you would they're kind of like Velcroed to the binder. You would take it and move it over, and they would be able to form a sentence and express how they're feeling or what they need. And then the next kind of device is a mid-tech device, and this includes minimal to no technology. So an example of a mid-tech device could be this kind of like it's also a type of communication board, but the different actions are like said aloud. So if they want something, they could press on the button want, and that could like get the parent's attention or help them acknowledge that they need something. And then this is also a mid-tech device, just like a button that doesn't include a lot of technology, but it still does, so it's mid-tech. The child would like press the button when they need something, or different colors could represent different actions. And then finally, we have high-tech, which is solely revolved around the use of technology. This is an example I pulled up. An iPad like I'm using right now would be high-tech. There's different apps that you can use, and you would just click on the button and it just like speaks it aloud or forms a sentence into what the child is trying to say. So someone that qualifies for AAC would have to be someone, like I said, with a speech impairment, a language impairment, auditorial issues, or other kinds of barriers that prevent them from communicating. A person with one of these disabilities would use some sort of AAC device because it is their form of communication. That's how they talk to people, and that's how they communicate. So some pros and cons of AAC. A pros is that it provides a source of communication. It's at the person's fingertips, so they're not having to go to the clinic to use it. And the child tends to develop at a faster rate with the use of an AAC device. A con can be that it can be expensive. The high-tech ones are going to be more expensive, and it takes time to learn how to use. Like any other thing, you can't master it until you practice it, and so that is another con, that it does take time to learn, and that sometimes they can be a pain to transport places in the case that it's like a bigger device. But yeah, that is about AAC, and I hope you'll learn something.